Current power has moved one way, that's northward. Let's find out what's the call on the stock from these levels. Sudip Bandopadhyay joins us. Hi Sudip, thanks so much for speaking to us. What's your view on the power space as well as Torrent Power in particular? For this week itself, the stock is up more than 20% post that big announcement that they made. Your take?
Nigel, good afternoon. I think overall power sector, we have been positive for quite some time, and we believe that the recent developments in this particular sector, especially the focus on the new energy, which is wind and solar, has done wonders for the companies in this space. And Torrent Power, obviously, on the back of multiple other operational parameters, have performed well, and that's why there is an excitement in this particular counter. But what we have been advising investors is to focus on the leaders in the industry. And we've been advising investors to acquire NTPC, even at current level. We believe it's better to go with the leader. Also, NTPC has made significant strides in the green energy space. There has to be a value unlocking there at some point in time. And I think investors will do well to buy into that. Of course, Tata Power also has recently kind of focused in a big way on green energy, and their order win from Tata Steel in this matter can be noted, and that also is going to be a significant beneficiary of the green energy initiative.
Okay, that's Torrent Power that Nigel spotted. Actually, quite a few interesting stocks are hitting the headlines now. Look at HBL Power Systems. Stock is up 8% as I see it right now on my screen. It's suddenly taken off. Remember, this is a stock we were speaking about at the start of the week as well. We started with that very unfortunate train accident. Now, this is a company that is into safety signaling systems, not just for the railways, for I think a bunch of other sectors as well. But it is into safety systems, and it's expected to be a beneficiary of more spends on those safety protocols and procedures. 8% up, so that's a big mover. Titagarh Wagons is up 7%. Paytm is up 6%, Sula is up 5%. So yes, there is a bit of a party in the mid-cap market for sure.
And Friday favorites, right? United Spirits, Delta Corp. Pull up the internet chart. They're actually moving up,
Just reminding everybody that we are on a Friday and just, about 7-8 minutes away from the close. So Deep, hi, good afternoon. So let's get your thoughts on Paytm in specific, because there was a brokerage note, I think it was Bank of America earlier in the week, saying that the story is looking good now. The whole path to profitability is working out. But I think more importantly, the interpretation from the RBI's announcements yesterday on this, fintechs and the first loss guarantee rules that they're coming out with, that Paytm will be basically a beneficiary. What's your reading? I mean, it's had a great run. 800 plus on Paytm as we see it now?
Absolutely, Surabhi. I think, this clarification from RBI on FLTG is a welcome development. There was a lot of confusion, and in fact, some of the NBFCs got pulled up for this FLTG matter earlier because the rules were not there, and in fact, it was against the RBI norm accepting FLTG and giving FLTG. So this clarification, will help definitely fintechs and a whole lot of other smaller NBFCs who are working in partnership with banks as well as larger NBFCs. That goes without saying. As far as Paytm specifically is concerned, I think, of course, the recent developments have been extremely positive. And I must say that, at some stage during their journey post-listing, they have realized and they are fully well cognizant of the fact that listed markets only recognize profit and path to profitability. Those other esoteric terms like the GMVs of the world or the volume of business of the world and things like that doesn't really matter too much as far as investors and analysts in the market are concerned. So that focus has brought in a lot of change. But I would, still hold back my views on Paytm and would not probably go and recommend a buy there. I think there are still some distance as far as profitability and sustainable profitability metrics is concerned. So we will wait and watch the developments in this counter, but not recommend a buy yet.
Sudip, wanted to get your views on Voltas. We know the company has been losing market share given the huge increase in competitive pressures across domestic and MNC players. And, I was reading an Ambit note. It came out a couple of days ago, and they don't believe this competitive pressure is going to ease because players like Daikin, LG are investing very aggressively. And they just put forth one number, which is quite telling. So they're saying Voltas's manufacturing capex is likely to be about 350 to 450 crore rupee. But this compares with 1,000 crore of capex by Daikin. So in that sense, these companies, competitors are really ramping up their presence in India, and competition is going to remain hot. Your thoughts on Voltas and the medium-term picture?
Well, Riba, I think, as far as Voltas is concerned, it is an avoid. Yes, they're losing market share, but beyond that, the margin is also under significant pressure. I think we haven't seen any significant progress on the margin front as well. Yes, you're absolutely right. The competitive intensity will only go up. But the way we read it, the competitive intensity is high as far as larger instruments, larger air conditioning projects, as well as in the metros and mini metros. Voltas has a wide distribution reach, and with the kind of smaller ticket, the products which they have, but smaller ticket air conditioners which they have, they can penetrate and they can gain market share in semi-urban and even rural markets, which unfortunately hasn't happened the way it was expected. And that is where the challenge is as far as Voltas. I think they need to go deep in the market. They need to find alternate markets to effectively increase margin as well as increase market share. And that's not really happening. And that's unfortunate. So I will hold back, and I will not recommend buy or anything in Voltas.
Any thoughts on IEX? Today is taking a bit of a hammering. Last 2 days, actually, Sudip.
Prashant, you're talking about IEX?
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, the regulatory challenges there are too much. This coupling of orders probably, kills the model. The price discovery, which was happening in the exchanges, will stop happening. There are some clarifications which are being sought. The management views I heard on your channel. But I think there's too much of regulatory uncertainty and too much of conflicting viewpoints. In any case, performance of IEX was nothing great. Even before this development of CERC, they were coming down, and there were a lot of negative brokerage reports. And I think with this happening, there is still more confusion which has been added to the problem. I will definitely advise investors to stay away. Don't even try to buy while it is falling sharply. No point catching the falling knife.
Okay, well, point taken, Sudip. Thanks very much for joining us. We're just wrapping down for the day. Just 3 minutes to go for close. So the Nifty will end down 65.